हेलो एवरीवन। तो क्या हाल है आप लोगों का। जैसे कि पिछले एपिसोड में हमने कह दिया था, हम अपने आने वाली एपिसोड्स में मूवी लर्निंग्स के बारे में बात करेंगे। एंड टुडेज लर्निंग्स आर फ्रॉम भाग मिल्खा भाग। और जिन लोगों ने ये मूवी को नहीं देखा, भाग मिल्खा भाग इज अ बायोपिक बेस्ड ऑन द लाइफ ऑफ मिल्खा सिंह, एन इंडियन एथलीट, एंड इज वन ऑफ आवर फेवरेट मूवीज। The reason why we decided to do a learning on भाग मिल्खा भाग is that कुछ दिन पहले ही हमने इस मूवी को फिर से देखा और रियलाइज किया कि इस मूवी से बहुत कुछ सीखने को मिलता है जो हम आप लोगों के साथ शेयर करना चाहते हैं। So without wasting any time further, let's start. The very first thing that we noticed was that Milkha Singh had a very strict and strong discipline. He had the ability to control his mental activities. मगर ऐसा नहीं है कि ये डिसिप्लिन उसके पास पहले से ही थी। डिसिप्लिन को हासिल करने के लिए उसे कुछ मुश्किलात के सामने करने पड़े थे। The first example that we noticed was when the young Milkha Singh joined the army and had to run to participate in the upcoming games. कंपटीशन के दौरान मिल्खा ने गिव अप कर लिया था। उसके पास ना तो ताकत थी और ना उसका मन कर रहा था आगे दौड़ने का until his friend reminded him of दूध दी सोच यार, दूध दी आजा। और यही डिसिप्लिन गुरदेव सिंह उसे सिखाने की कोशिश कर रहे थे by letting him run all day long so he'll never ever give up again. Gurdev Singh, Milkha's coach, shaped Milkha and he, after some time, also realized that he needs to train much more. सुबह के वक्त उसे टाइम नहीं मिलता था so he sacrificed his sleep and trained while everyone was asleep. He developed the discipline to train even after his duty where every one of his friends were chilling. मगर ऐसा भी नहीं है कि डिसिप्लिन एक दफा सीख लो तो इंसान हमेशा के लिए डिसिप्लिन्ड हो जाता है। कभी कभी जिंदगी में एक ऐसा वक्त आता है where our discipline is put under examination. और मिल्खा की डिसिप्लिन 1956 ओलंपिक्स में चेक की गई थी when he got distracted by an Australian girl. Instead of training for the Olympics, the biggest game for an athlete, he was busy partying around, drinking alcohol or chilling with her on a beach. जैसा कि आप सबने नोटिस किया, ये वो मिल्खा नहीं है जो पूरा दिन ड्यूटी और ट्रेनिंग में गुजारता था। And the result of this was getting up late, missing important training sessions and eventually losing the games by getting eliminated in the first round. और तब उसे realize हुआ that he made a mistake by neglecting his training and the discipline he developed over the years. So after the big loss in the Olympics, he was determined to break the record. For that, he had to change himself ताकि ऐसी गलती फिर से ना हो। और उस रिकॉर्ड को तोड़ने के लिए he trained the whole day with his coach Ranveer Singh in a desert. It was hot and hard that he no longer had the strength to walk properly, but he now was disciplined enough to continue his training. So dear audience, when we watch Milkha Singh, we're like, oh wow, there is a champ who broke the world record, but no one realizes how much effort, determination and discipline he had to put in to achieve that goal. इंसान कभी कभी जिंदगी में एक ऐसा कदम उठाता है जो वो आखिर में रिग्रेट करता है। And even Milkha Singh took some steps जिसे वो बहुत पछताया था। One example is when he injured or attacked a ticket collector with a knife, went to jail and got out because his sister was kind enough to pay for his bail. मगर उसने रिग्रेट क्या किया था? पहली बात जो वो रिग्रेट कर रहा था was when he attacked the ticket collector. He was so shocked that he was reminded of his parents, which were brutally killed during the partition of India and Pakistan. And because of that shock, he thought that the same people were going to attack him now, but it was only the ticket collector. और जब ticket collector को चोट पहुंचाई and he started screaming, he instantly looked at his knife and realized that he was no better. उसने उसे कत्ल नहीं किया मगर उसने उन्हीं हथियारों से उसे चोट पहुंचाई. And at this moment, he promised himself to never do this again. The second thing that he regretted was when his bhana sold her baliyan for his bail. उसकी आवाज से ही पता चल रहा था कि how sad and disappointed he was from himself.
बहना तेरे से हमेशा लिया है बस।
ये बात मिल्खा सिंह कभी नहीं भूला. So after being selected for the national team, he bought new baliyan for his sister. But even after that, we can see another example of regret. As you all know, Milkha Singh trained very hard for the Olympic Games in Australia. मगर पूरी मेहनत मिट्टी में मिला दी गई when he lost by getting distracted. उसे एहसास हुआ कि जिस मकसद के लिए वो गया था वो तो पूरा ही नहीं हुआ और इस गलती की वजह से उसने अपने आप को बहुत मारा. So dear audience, try not to take a step that you will regret later. कुछ चीजें होती हैं where you exactly know कि ये गलत है मगर जानने के बावजूद you still do it. So next time if you find yourself consciously doing some wrong stuff, then try to imagine what regrets it will cause for you later. Willpower is the ability to resist short-term temptations in order to meet long-term goals. और उसे अपने अंदर पैदा करना and through regular training से मजबूत करना पड़ता है. And like with the discipline, Milkha at first struggled a lot with the training of his willpower but eventually got it right. First scene जहाँ पर ये notice कर सकते हैं is when he was beaten up by those guys during his first time in a competition. He couldn't walk properly and was bleeding badly. But his willpower was much stronger than his pain, and especially much stronger than the attempt of his opponents, making him unable to run. भागने के दौरान बहुत खून निकल रहा था, but his willpower at that moment was unbreakable. He screamed and knew no matter what he had to win. And with this determination, he also broke the national record. Another example is when Milkha, after losing the Olympic Games, decided to break the world record. And for that goal, he trained the whole day in a desert. वो अक्सर गिरता था and his body was at the end, but his willpower let him stand up and refuse to give up. अब आप सोच रहे होंगे willpower और discipline के बीच में difference क्या है? The difference is that willpower is a rather sudden and momentary burst of focused energy, while discipline is much more structured, well thought out and consistent. कामयाब होने के लिए दोनों characteristics बहुत ही जरूरी हैं. Some habits might be hard to break, but as long as you keep your goal in mind and work on strengthening your willpower, you can achieve anything. It will push you to do more, help you to survive in bad times, and help you to become a better version of yourself. The only reason why Milkha Singh joined the army was because of his first love, Biro. He promised her कि वो कुछ बनकर ही वापस आएगा. He broke the national record, joined the Indian national team and then came back. मगर जब वो अपने गांव वापस लौटा तो it was too late और बीरो की ऑलरेडी शादी हो चुकी थी. उसने अपने दोस्त से पूछा कि उसे इन्फॉर्म क्यों नहीं किया. His friend had the perfect words.
तो मिल्खा तू कुछ बनने गया था.
It might be possible कि अगर उसे इन्फॉर्म किया जाता तो वो सब कुछ छोड़-छाड़ कर वापस आ जाता. मगर as his friend said कि वो कुछ बनने गया था. Milkha Singh was depressed and also scared to lose even the other people in his life, including his coach Gurdev Singh. His words were just brilliantly chosen when Milkha Singh said,
सारे छुट्टे चले जा रहे हैं गुरुजी.
But later he realized कि वो athlete क्यों बना था. He trained only and only for himself. Everything he did afterwards was for himself and not for his love or any other person in his surroundings. What we're trying to say is that कि अगर जिंदगी में कुछ करना चाहते हो तो करो, बट किसी से डिपेंड ना करो. जब आपको किसी से प्यार होता है लाइक मिल्खा सिंह, तो आप उस इंसान के लिए सब कुछ करने के लिए तैयार हो जाते हैं. मगर जब वो इंसान आपकी जिंदगी से चला जाता है तो you really don't see a reason to continue the activities which you have started for the person. The motivation, discipline shouldn't be dependent on someone. Instead, this kind of power should be there when you're totally on your own. डर एक ऐसी चीज है जो हम इंसानों को कुछ चीजें हासिल करने से रोकती है. Milkha Singh's life was not easy. His parents were killed in front of him, and for a time he couldn't accept that and refused to go to Pakistan. And we totally agree with that. I mean, it was a massacre and you really need the courage to do that. And we're not sure whether we would be able to forgive a person who killed our parents. And for us, this is the biggest learning from Bhaag Milkha Bhaag. Never ever let fear stop you from achieving something big. शुरू में उसने refuse कर लिया था, but after talking with everyone, he had the courage to visit Pakistan for the games. He directly went to the place where his parents were killed to give them the last respect. He was crying a lot until a boy came up and asked him कि वो रो क्यों रहे हैं. Unfortunately, it was the son of his former best friend, Sarpreet. उसके best friend ने कभी गांव नहीं छोड़ा. He lived his further life in Pakistan. But why?
मिल्खा लोग बुरे नहीं होते यार, हालात बुरे होते हैं. उस वक्त भी हालात ही बुरे थे.
Those words changed Milkha Singh's life. उसे एहसास हो गया कि he can't let fear stop him from achieving or more precisely representing his country. लोग गलत नहीं थे बल्कि हालात गलत थे. तो मिल्खा सिंह ने क्या किया? He flew and won the gold medal for his country. He proved us that we should never give up, especially should never stop because of fear. हम एपिसोड के एंड पर पहुंच चुके हैं और हम जानते हैं कि ये मूवी हमें और भी बहुत चीजें सिखाती है, बट वी फोकस्ड ऑन पॉइंट्स जो हमारे ओपिनियन में सबसे इंपॉर्टेंट थे. So let's do a quick recap of what the film has taught us. Number 1, discipline is the first step to achieve your goals. Number 2, never do something you might regret later. Number 3, willpower is another ingredient for achieving a goal, and it will help you to survive in bad times. Number 4, everything you do it for yourself. And number 5, never let fear stop you from achieving something big. So we hope you liked our video. Please like and subscribe to our channel and share it with your friends and family. और अगर आपको लगा कि कुछ points better हो सकते थे, then feel free to comment. See you next time.